We visited the Wildlife Safari in Winston, Oregon on September the 24th, 2022. If you would like to get notices when I post again, be sure to subscribe right here. Just click on that button. This is the 600 acres that this site covers, and this is the Safari Air Village, which is a walkthrough area. It opened on October 1972 and has a 4.5 mile drive-through. There's 600 animals of about 100 different species, and I rate it as a medium 7. It has some very good encounters with elephants and bears, and it also has a wide variety of different animals here. After driving a few hours, we arrive at the Wildlife Safari Park, and we're going to spend the day here doing various things. We pay our entrance fee, and then we're going to do the drive around part and look at all the animals out there. This is a map of the drive around, and we'll be following the arrows. It's time to go on in and get started. Stay in your car now. These are wild animals. The first animals we come to are actually not part of the park, they're just wild turkeys. Next we come to the white-bearded gnu and look at them for a few minutes. We call them wildebeest also. And this is a Cape Eland bull. And this is his cow and calf. This is a Damara zebra coat and its parents. Notice the light stripes in between the dark stripes on the rear end. That's what makes it a Damara zebra. Now we're going to head into the enclosure where the African lions are. They're not roaming around free, but inside cages where you pull up to and look at. Next we come to the reticulated giraffe and look at them for a few minutes. Moving on, we come to the enclosure for the Nile hippo. They're sleeping right now and got their best side forward. But here's a picture of them later when they're standing up. Next we come to a herd of Watusi cattle. They're resting at the moment after having been feeding for a while. Their huge horns are their trademark. Near them are the southern white rhinos that roam freely in this area. As we drive on along, we come to some guanacos, which are feeding along the side. They're akin to the llama, but much thinner and longer necks. Next we see a flock of Canadian geese. They're probably wild and just have flown into the area. And they're right beside the American bison. The biggest one there on the left is the bull. We now enter the bear enclosure. They have an electric fence around them so that they won't cross over towards the car. These are the American black bears. We'll be back here later and feeding them, but right now they're just sleeping up against the fence line. And then across from them, this is a coastal brown bear. We're going to be feeding Claire here also later in the trip. As we drive on through the woods, a herd of Roosevelt elk are coming out to feed at their troughs. This is the male on the left. They've cut his antlers off, I guess, to keep him from attacking cars and attacking other animals. As we drive further along, we come to the elephant enclosure. We'll be back here later for our elephant encounter. But right now, we see one of the African elephants as she's walking along. There are 3 females here. And now it's time to do one of Deborah's favorite things, feeding the animals. The smaller ones can't reach up to our car, so she just throws it out. These are fallow deer. You can see the male here with his big antlers. Here we can see two male fallow deer fighting. In the pavilion next to the fallow deer are the Tibetan yaks. Scattered amongst the fallow deer are black buck antelope. These are females, and these are non-dominant males. Notice the tan color that they have. The dominant male, which is usually only one in the whole herd, is black like this. That's how they're called black bucks. The things on their horns are, I guess, to keep them from sticking each other with their horns. We see more fallow deer as we drive along, feeding from their crib. This is a nilgai cow. They're tan in color. And this is a nilgai bull. Sometimes they're called blue bulls by people in Africa. We next pull up on a group of big birds. These are rhea, and there's turkey mixed in with them, the little smaller ones down below. There are actually two types of big birds out here. This is a rhea from South America with its brownish eyes, and this is an emu from Australia with its reddish eyes. So let's look at the emus a few minutes. Let's drive now into the enclosure where the cheetah are being kept. They're kept behind fences like the lions, so we have to look through a fence to see them. It's now time to leave the drive-through part and go over to the safari village where you walk around and look at some of the smaller animals. First we come to some burrowing owls. Cotton-top tamarins are so cute. The Joffrey's marmosets are also very cute and have a wonderful face. And of course, Deborah the Explorer has to touch and feed as much as she can. Now it's time to head to a first of our encounters. We get on some buses and head over to the elephant barns where we're going to encounter Valerie. We get our picture made with Valerie and then we go sit in the bleachers. Our speaker for today will be Devin, who will guide us through the various things about elephants. We have 3 African elephants here, all females. The elephant we're encountering today is Valerie. She's 40 years old and weighs about 7,500 pounds. She will eat 200 to 250 pounds of food a day and drink 25 to 50 gallons of water, sometimes in one whole sitting. She loves to play the harmonica.
Slow jam for you guys. You guys can go ahead and give her a run.
She has a wiggle and a walk sometimes, and her favorite food is melons. She's about as intelligent as a 4-year-old child, and she loves to paint. She has a great sense of smell. She can smell water 10 feet underground and then use her tusks and toenails to dig it out. Valerie has 4 sets of teeth in her mouth that are all molars. They weigh about 5 pounds each for grinding, and she'll get 6 sets in a lifetime. You can see here 2 sets, one coming in from the back and the other in the front. And now as Valerie waves goodbye, it's time for us to leave and to head to our next adventure. After we get back to the village, we head out on a big bear encounter. We'll be driving in a truck like this and standing in it to feed like this. First we'll be feeding the black bears. The first one to come down is Ochi, and he will come down and sit at the electric fence so they can throw grapes at him. The black bears weigh about 375 pounds. Now in Oregon, they don't do a true hibernation. They do more what is called torpor. In it, they're mostly asleep, but wake up and kind of lift their head up occasionally. Ochi has a brother in the same pen with him. It is a brown black bear called Dakota, and now he's decided to come down and get some treats also. The black bears can have actually several different color phases: black, brown, and even white on occasions. Sometimes even in litters, they can have brown and black mixed. Next it's time to feed Claire the coastal brown bear. Now just because we say brown bear, this is what we also call a grizzly. Notice her face is longer and he has a hump over his shoulders. She weighs about 650 pounds and is 33 years old. She's one of the oldest animals here at the safari park. And now it's time to head out of the safari park and to head over to our hotel for the night.